All right, so today we're going to unpack the really bold vision of a company called Loki Laboratories. And we're going straight to the source for this one, a personal introduction from the founder himself. We're going to explore some incredibly ambitious goals that stretch all the way from the fabric of the universe to the future of medicine. It's quite a ride. And there he is, the founder himself. So let's find out a little bit more about who he is and, what's really driving this incredibly grand vision. Okay, so this is the founder, Ankam Lokesh Kumar, hailing from Jharkhand. He's the mind behind Loki Laboratories, and he kicks things off by getting right to the point. What is the lab's one single core purpose? And he makes it super clear right from the start. Loki Laboratories is all about one thing: research and development, pure R&D. So, we're not talking about marketing stuff that already exists. Nope. This is about creating entirely new concepts. And get this, he's starting with the fundamental laws of our universe. All right, so let's dive into their first big area of innovation, physics. And this is where Loki Laboratories really makes its first huge claim. We're talking about venturing into the worlds of advanced mathematics and the very nature of the universe itself. So what's their first innovation? It's something they call the event Fibonacci series. Now look, most of us have probably heard of the Fibonacci sequence, right? The one you see everywhere in nature. But what Loki Labs is claiming here is different. They're not saying they just discovered some new variation. They're saying they have designed a completely new series, basically from scratch. Yeah, that word designed, that's the key here. It implies, a deliberate construction, like building a whole new mathematical tool. Now, the source doesn't really go into what it does or where it's applied, but the claim itself, to have authored a new fundamental series, wow. In the world of mathematics, that is a really, really profound statement. Okay, so from the abstract world of pure mathematics, they pivot over to physics. And here, the lab claims to have developed a brand new principle that tackles, one of the most fundamental concepts we've got: gravity. Now just think about this for a second. We usually understand gravity as an interaction between at least two objects, right? But the goal here, and it's a really ambitious one, is to define a principle that can isolate and actually calculate the gravitational force of a single object based on its escape velocity. I mean, if that could be proven, it could genuinely offer a whole new way of looking at classical mechanics. All right, so get ready for a hard pivot here because we're about to take a sharp turn. We're going from the cosmic scale of gravity all the way down into the microscopic world of human biology. This is the lab's second pillar of research, a completely new medical approach. So what's the focus here? The founder points to their work with a specific protein called interferon alpha. Now, this is a real thing. It's a substance our own immune systems use to fight off things like viruses. But he says the lab is applying it to a very specific category of illnesses that he calls borderline diseases. So, just to be super clear, interferon alpha is already a known treatment. It's used for things like hepatitis and even some types of cancer. But what's different here is that Loki Laboratories is specifically targeting this unique and kind of undefined category they're calling borderline diseases. And that, of course, brings up the big question. What in the world are borderline diseases? It's not a standard medical term you'd find in a textbook. The source doesn't really spell it out for us, but you could imagine it might refer to conditions that are really hard to diagnose, or maybe ones that sit on the fence between different classifications. That little bit of mystery is actually a key part of their claim. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture here. Because when you start to put all these different claims together, the full and frankly incredibly broad vision of Loki Laboratories really starts to come into focus. I mean, think about it. On one hand, you've got this super abstract, theoretical world of pure math and physics. We're talking designing new series, redefining gravity. And then on the other hand, you have very practical applied medicine targeting specific diseases. It is really rare to see a single R&D lab trying to operate at both of those extremes. So just to quickly recap, these are the three foundational claims coming out of Loki Laboratories. You have a new mathematical series, a new principle of gravity, and a new medical application. Honestly, any one of those would be a massive, massive undertaking for any research institution out there. And the founder wraps it all up with a simple invitation to just learn more. So we're left with this vision that is either totally groundbreaking or just incredibly audacious, spanning everything from the cosmos down to the single cell.
And that really leaves us with a final, pretty crucial question, doesn't it? In the world of science, where exactly is the line between visionary thinking and impossible ambition?